Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Want to sell your car your way? Who wouldn't? That's why CarMax offers a car selling experience designed just for you, with online and in-store options. Want to know what your car is worth quickly? Get an online offer in under 2 minutes. Want to think it over? Use OfferWatch to keep tabs on your car's value over time. Plus, CarMax offers flexible selling options with express drop-off, in-store, or pick-up at home. Selling your car is in your control with CarMax. Want to drive? CarMax. Pickup not available everywhere. Restrictions and fee may apply. See CarMax.com for details.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation. You chose style. Bombas is styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
I'm Heather Dubrow.
And I'm Terry Dubrow.
And we're going to keep this between us.
But not really.
Not really.
Not at all.
Our podcast room was supposed to be done, and it's not.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is the podcast room being done like the living room was being done?
Oh, because that took a year?
Because that took 1 full year. The living room, I thought was going to take, no, it was going to be like, how does it work with furniture? You order furniture, they always tell you it'll be there in 6 weeks, which means 6 months.
This is the problem with furniture. They don't keep anything in the store anymore. And then if you want to order fabric, like I wanted to do new curtains, etc. So I had to order the fabric, and then the fabric is back ordered, and then you have to wait for the fabric, and then that comes in. Anyway,
it missed 2 Christmases.
The end story is it is now complete.
Except now you might as well put plastic on the furniture because you're not allowed.
We've already done this, but
okay.
You're allowed to sit on the furniture now.
I am.
It's game on. Yeah. You just can't put your shoes on the furniture.
So I just got home from work and I was aspirating fluid from people's orifices and
then don't sit on my couch.
Treating wounds and things like that.
Why don't you shower before you sit on the couch?
But I'm wearing scrubs though.
Well, there's another couch for you to sit on the other room when you're covered with
I wash my hands like 30 times today. Wore gloves all day long. I'm pretty clean, really. By the way, I come home from surgery, and I have 4 cases tomorrow. I come home from surgery, and I'm like inside of people's bodies for 12 hours. I come home, sit right down on the couch after that.
Yeah, because you have layers on top of that. It's not like you're operating with no gloves, and you have a gown.
When I first go into the room, I put on gloves and inject them before I even put on so
what, are you making a case to not sit on the couch?
No, I'm just saying.
Anywho, okay, so one of the pros on Dancing with the Stars, Witney Carson, so she and her husband were recently taking their 2 sons, they're 5 and 2 years old. They were going to Australia to visit Robert Irwin, who was her partner, was recently on Dancing with the Stars.
The Crocodile Hunter's kid.
Yeah. And I watched her videos, and they're on a 13-hour flight, right?
Ooh.
They're 5 and 2 years old.
Ooh.
And they were shushed. And then the flight attendant came over and she said they weren't screaming, they weren't carrying on. They were just kind of giggling and talking. And she said it was a daytime flight.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with a 13-hour flight, I understand some people are going to sleep and whatnot. But apparently there was a gentleman a few aisles ahead that was trying to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so she asked the flight attendant, I completely understand that. Is there specific times that you feel are rest times for passengers in the 13 hours that I will do my best to keep everyone quiet? But you can't expect children to be quiet for 13 hours. How long does the typical person sleep?
And if you get to
in a night? No,
I know, but if you get to the airport at 6 a.m. to go on a 13-hour flight, I don't sleep at all.
But you're still not sleeping for 13 hours. People don't sleep typically for 13 hours. Let's say you were using this as a red eye.
Right.
Okay. I've never heard of anyone sleeping for 8 hours on a flight, but okay, 8 hours. Then would you submit that the first couple of hours and the last couple of hours, one would be allowed to speak?
Yes.
Right. So I think Whitney's point was they wanted them to be quiet for the entire 13 hours.
Oh, is that what the flight attendant said?
Yes.
Keep them quiet the whole time?
Just anytime they were just giggling or talking or anything, they got
complaints.
Yes. What do you think?
Well, now that my kids are older, I feel exactly the same. I can't stand it.
It's very situational.
I mean, it's very easy to relate to that if you have similar age kids and they're going to make noise because your kids are going to make noise. But I mean, I get so much less tolerant to other people's children as I get older. You know, in fact, I'm less tolerant to our children as I get older.
There's been stories of parents giving their children Benadryl in an attempt to mellow them out. And there is a certain percentage of kids it has the adverse effect of.
Yeah.
And you give them Benadryl and they're hyper and go crazy and they're bouncing off the walls.
That's such a difficult situation. 13 hours on a plane, not in first class, with little kids next to you. Oh, that's so painful. And a 2-year-old?
A 2 and a 5-year-old.
But forget, it's impossible to shush a 2-year-old.
Of course it is. Now, this is my feeling about
it. And a 5-year-old.
As the mother of 4 children, and when they were young, I traveled with them by myself.
Right.
A couple times. I took them to Mexico by myself.
Right.
And I took them to Hawaii by myself.
Yep.
I think I've taken them other places too, but when they were little, I definitely did that. And, the thing is, if a child is, or a toddler, or even just a kid is screaming or kicking the seats or running up and down the aisles, if the parents are just, having cocktails and letting them just be wild, that's crazy.
It's tough. I don't know. I think you should try your best. I don't know. I was going to say you should try your best to put your kids in first class.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Very not relatable today.
I've just been seeing plastic surgery patients who've been registering complaints about 1 millimeter differences between their brow heights. So I'm sorry, running out of any kind of patience this evening.
I was on a podcast today with Essie Cupp, and Essie is a fantastic, very smart journalist. I was on her show years ago on CNN, and she's also, interestingly, she's friends with Andy Cohen, so she dips into the Bravo world from now and again. And I had seen her at BravoCon and she invited me on her show. So we were talking today and she was asking me, this is what made me think of it, because you were talking about a millimeter of annoyance. She was asking me what our retirement plans are. If we have retirement plans, and what are they?
Does that mean from a financial point of view or just from a social point of view?
No, it was a lifestyle point of view. It was, what is your plan? Are you clicking down?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What'd you tell her?
I told her that she started off by quoting, this was funny. She quoted my yearbook, my high school yearbook, where my senior quote was, "When you lose your dreams, you die."
Oh.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
Flashdance.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a scene, I don't remember who said it. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
Right? So we were talking about that, and we were talking about dreams and how our dreams have changed, whatever. It's a really good interview, by the way. You should listen to it when it comes out. But I was saying, it's funny because your dreams change as you get older and as you achieve different levels of success or try things that you didn't know you'd like, or, you start going in a different direction and it's interesting, fascinating, whatever. So I basically said, I don't see us ever retiring. I see us, as we're doing now, sort of pivoting.
It's weird. I recently being the last few years, patients will say to me, because they really want me to do their surgery because they have really difficult to repair something or other. And they'll go, but when are you going to retire? And that's when you're starting to look really old. And you should consider plastic surgery when somebody's asking you, when are you going to retire? But I think,
What do you say?
I say, I won't, I will. I'm doing now what I plan to do till I'm done on this planet. And that is I do multiple things. I used to just be a plastic surgeon,
Right.
and it was 7 days a week and up at 4 or 5 a.m. and operate even on Sundays. Now I do like 5 or 6 different things, all of which I enjoy, and I do them more on my terms. And it's funny, all my dreams came true. So if any one or two or three or four of the things that I really enjoy doing all went away, I would be perfectly happy with it. Not happy, I'd be okay with it. But my biggest dream, actually, I realized came true. And I realized it 6 months ago. One of the dreams I always had was when I'm not working, I don't want to feel like I'm missing, like I'm doing something wrong, like I'm not contributing. And I stopped feeling that way.
I love that. That's so good.
So, for example, when I would have a Thursday of 2 giant surgery cases, and then we'd find out at 11 o'clock at night, I'd get a call from the anesthesiologist. Oh, your first case took an aspirin. That's canceled because she took an aspirin, blood thinner. And your second case, I was looking at the EKG and there's some ST segment changes indicating that maybe she has some cardiac disease that we have to get further workup before we can put her to sleep. So the whole case goes away. So I'd have a Thursday entirely off.
And you'd feel weird.
And I hated it and felt terrible all day.
And now?
Now you give me a Thursday off. Oh my, I am going to have the greatest day of my life. I love it. I still, of course, will have lots of, medical legal stuff to do, or maybe I'll go do some TikTok thing, or I'll just scroll mindlessly like a fifth grader for 5 hours, which, by the way, I'm convinced older men like me scroll more than even teenagers.
No, it's just you.
Oh, maybe it is me.
It's him.
I can look at cat videos.
I know. He's obsessed with that cat podcast.
My favorite thing right now is the Whiskers podcast, which is AI cats talking to each other and showing.
He watches this.
But there's 2 cats. One's an orange cat, one's a black cat. And they look at videos. They say, oh, let's watch this clip of some cat doing some outrageous thing. And then they bring the cat in and interview him about the video. It's hilarious.
You've showed it to me.
I've showed it to everybody.
Many times.
And by the way, I'm the only one who appreciates it. Literally no one else seems to enjoy it but me. What is wrong with everyone?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what I enjoy for you. So it used to be back in the day. Now, obviously, Terry is a plastic surgeon. And so before you had other avenues that you did, like medical legal and, our skincare line, all the other things, when you just had the one job, not the 12 that you have now.
Right.
When you just had the one job, we'd go on vacation and Terry was always miserable. And I get it, because if you have a salary job, you get some paid time off perhaps, or, that kind of thing. But when you are a doctor, or, if
you're not working, you're not getting
if you
paid.
have your own business, you're self-employed, when you go on a vacation, not only are you not making money, you're spending money. So it's like a double whammy.
Not only that, your office overhead
is still there.
Very, very high for a plastic surgeon.
Still there.
So you're spending money, not making it, but your office is still churning along.
It's a big
burning
hit.
Through your cash.
So you never relaxed on trips.
Never.
Now you love it.
Now, if you say to me, I booked you out for 3 weeks, I'd go, really? Awesome. I wouldn't even question why. I would just say,
I know.
Awesome.
We were just in New York, and man, it was cold.
And oh my gosh, it was like colder in New York than it was in the Antarctic.
Isn't that crazy? I kind of liked it.
I couldn't stand it. It was
I liked
it. Way too
It was
cold.
crisp.
And then we went to Palm Beach.
Yep. Where it was not cold.
Where it was not cold. It was slightly humid. And I've decided that Palm Beach, although beautiful, LA has the best weather in the world.
I would
I'm
agree.
sorry. It just is the best. No humidity, very little rain. It's just, I mean, there's a reason why we pay all these taxes, I think.
I agree. There's no place like home.
No. So that was fun. Yeah.
I'm so excited to share that this podcast is sponsored by The RealReal, the best place to shop authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. I'm obsessed with all the designers, Prada, Gucci, Dior, so many other designers. But let's be honest, you don't want to pay full price all the time. We want deals. We want to buy trendy things for less sometimes. So I love scouring The RealReal for new pieces and the deals. By the way, they add 10,000 new items every day, and they do their daily drops at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The best part about shopping and selling at The RealReal is you can use your earnings for something special. The RealReal has found new homes for over 37 million authenticated luxury items, so they know firsthand the impact resale has on the planet. Rather than producing more stuff, The RealReal is making what already exists new. The RealReal is the go-to place for your next special piece. Do you need a dress for a fancy wedding or the perfect vacation sandal? Are you ready to invest in a new bag to add to your collection? You can find exactly what you're looking for that no one else has at The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The RealReal. And now you can get $25 off of your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/Dubrow. That's therealreal.com/Dubrow to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/Dubrow.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
All right, are you saying everything that's going on with the Beckhams?
I mean, are we willing to admit that they lived in the building where we lived in?
Well, they don't live here anymore.
They don't.
No.
I still, no,
No.
never. The
They-
kids just saw them coming out of here the other day.
No, that was like 8 months ago.
So it was her, the billionaire's daughter,
Nicola
and
in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Brooklyn. They lived here for sure because I saw them all the
They
time.
did, but they don't anymore.
Okay.
They moved out.
Did you ever acknowledge them when they would walk by?
Because I don't know them.
Huh. Well,
I only saw them that one time.
Yeah, but you become friendly with those major rap stars that work out in our gym
They're
downstairs.
cute. Okay, but you know what the story is. I mean, there was some, rumors swirling about some rift between Victoria and Nicola at the wedding when the wedding happened. And then it kind of died down. And then I thought they were very supportive of each other because Nicola was at Victoria's fashion show and Victoria was at Nicola's, movie premiere and all that kind of thing. But I don't know why it just went off the rails, but it went off the rails. And basically Brooklyn made all these big statements saying his family wants to look perfect and he's been controlled for years. And she tried to take away the first dance and blah, blah, blah. But there's kind of art. I mean, it's becoming like Baldoni, Blake Lively kind of situation. And then other people are coming out and saying, she used to date so-and-so and she's the problem. She did this to someone else. They're saying she did it with Anwar Hadid, who's Yolanda's son and Muhammad's son, and then Andy Cohen came out and said, I stand with Posh.
Okay. So what bumps you the most about this? I can tell you what bothers me the most.
I'd like to hear what bothers you.
First of all, why are you litigating your family's issues in the media? Why are you making any comment at all? Why are we hearing about this? You're not on a reality show. You're not on Housewives and it's a storyline and you can't avoid it. Why the heck? By the way, they're so private anyway. How often do you hear about Posh and...
Well, this is the question. So
we shouldn't know a thing about them. Do we know anything about Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson? No. Do we know anything about... We don't know anything. Why do we know anything?
So I think the thing is the Beckhams, if I understand the story and from what I've seen, the Beckhams really haven't commented on it. And he's not in the photos and they're just really not commenting on it. All right. So we know that there were rumors swirling since the wedding, which was only a couple of years ago. But I thought they were at each other's things. And then all of a sudden, Brooklyn wasn't at the things and Nicola wasn't at the things. And then Brooklyn and Nicola got remarried.
What?
Yes. Like a year after they got married.
With the ceremony and all that?
And with her family only.
Oh, that is so...
And that was...
Is that what started it?
And I think it's just all part of it. And
one of them went on Instagram,
No,
social media site, and ragged on the other, correct?
Yes, but I'm telling you, this is how it was devolving, was that they had this, second wedding a year or so later. And then there were rumors that, they weren't speaking and you weren't... Anyway, you're right. The Beckhams are very private. So Brooklyn then put out this whole 3-slide statement saying that Victoria was supposed to make Nicola's dress and canceled in the 11th hour. He said that, she took over his first dance that was supposed to be with Nicola, and Nicola went crying from the room. He said that they've been trying to control him and that they want everything to look perfect. But then there's the other side of the coin where Nicola did her dress with Valentino and she documented it, I think with Vogue magazine for over a year, the making of her wedding dress. So how is that not making a dress in the 11th hour when she documented for over a year the making of her wedding dress? Then apparently at the ceremony, Mark Anthony was singing and stopped and they were going to have this song and it was supposed to be for Brooklyn and Nicola. But Mark Anthony said something like a toast to the most beautiful woman in the room and called up Victoria.
I mean, how do we know this stuff?
This has been widely accepted as what happened at the wedding.
Okay, but
the question is, I mean, but you're assuming that Brooklyn planned that.
No.
Maybe that was just Mark Anthony being a dumbass and saying she's beautiful, not thinking about the bride.
I still think we're getting lost in the weeds here. The index insult was one of them went on a social media site and put a frame around it and said, here is the thing we're all upset about and fighting about. They made it for public folly.
He felt it was already Brooklyn's position is it was already being talked about and commented on without commenting on it, that he wanted to clear it up. I guess Brooklyn decided to make a big statement.
Okay, well, that's the mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they went nuclear, the parents, about the fact that he's now openly discussing it.
All
right?
we've seen is it looks like Victoria's like putting flashbacks, and then Nicola got a tattoo that in Hebrew says family first.
Okay. I'm not sure I have a problem with
Meaning like her family comes first.
Yeah.
Is the way it was taken.
I don't know. If you're fighting with your family out in the open, in the public, you've got issues, right? No one wants to hear it. Well, maybe people do want to hear it. That's the problem. People do want to hear about their family issues, right? But that's on them, and they really need to wrap their brains around what they're doing and stop doing it.
Beckhams haven't said anything publicly. They've just sort of kept it vague. And they're saying parenting is complicated. They love their son. But I promise you, Brooklyn would sit here and say, oh, that's what they're doing. That's it.
Oh, maybe Brooklyn spends as much time on social media as I do. Maybe that's the problem.
Too much time. He's watching.
Too much scrolling. He's doom scrolling. And I don't know anything about them or their relationship. But that's the kind of high profile relationship that no one would be surprised if it went for a few years of marriage, particularly if you're renewing your vows or you're remarrying yourself. Why are you doing this?
Well, the point was, it was an FU to the Beckhams. It was, you ruined our wedding, so we're going to do it again without you.
That's what that was?
Yes.
Wow. Too much free time. What do you think that second wedding cost? Definitely over $1 million, right?
The dad's a billionaire. I don't think he cares.
I'm just saying.
And then there's a bunch of text messages that got leaked between Nicola and her mother, and apparently they had to keep hiring wedding planners because they kept quitting. And
text messages that got leaked. How did it get text messages? I don't know.
Who do you think leaked them?
Like, they don't get enough tension as it is. They just, there are certain things that need to be kept private.
Well, I agree.
And family issues, keep them to yourself.
Unless you're on a reality show, and then have at it.
Well, that's the thing. You're trading your privacy for a platform and for the,
In happier news, I think it's very exciting to say that Katerina just got into the sorority she wanted.
Yay, Katerina.
She just sent us a picture.
Let me see. She's in.
She's so cute. Yep.
Are we not naming the sorority?
We are not naming the sorority, but we're very excited for her.
So cute. It's exactly the one she wanted to.
I know. She loves the girls. It was so cute. They sent little messages to her before they gave her the bid, and they were so specific and sweet and kind. I have to say, this is another thing I was talking about on this podcast today with SE. We were talking about how women are so much better now. I mean, not everyone, but I would say when I look at Kat and Max and their girlfriends, they're so supportive of each other and loving.
What does that tell you? That the Real Housewives franchise probably does not have a long future ahead of it. Women being terrible to each other.
Everyone loves to watch a shit show.
I'm so excited to share that this podcast is sponsored by The RealReal, the best place to shop authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. I'm obsessed with all the designers, Prada, Gucci, Dior, so many other designers. But let's be honest, you don't want to pay full price all the time. We want deals. We want to buy trendy things for less sometimes. So I love scouring The RealReal for new pieces and the deals. By the way, they add 10,000 new items every day, and they do their daily drops at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The best part about shopping and selling at The RealReal is you can use your earnings for something special. The RealReal has found new homes for over 37 million authenticated luxury items, so they know firsthand the impact resale has on the planet. Rather than producing more stuff, The RealReal is making what already exists new. The RealReal is the go-to place for your next special piece. Do you need a dress for a fancy wedding or the perfect vacation sandal? Are you ready to invest in a new bag to add to your collection? You can find exactly what you're looking for that no one else has at The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The RealReal. And now you can get $25 off of your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/Dubrow. That's therealreal.com/Dubrow to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/Dubrow.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis-Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Wasn't that delicious? So good.
Your bill, ladies.
I got it. No,
I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first. Oh, don't be silly. You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
We were at Palm Beach with our friends.
You can talk about the Bethany thing?
And the two, Richard Marks asked two very interesting questions.
Oh,
what do you think is your best characteristic and what is your worst characteristic?
Yeah, we do that. I went, we're playing a Housewives game at dinner tonight?
Yeah, and it was really good. And when it came to me, my best characteristic, you completely disagreed with me. And then shocking to me later, you said that no one at the table agreed with me either. And I had to bring it up the next night.
Terry and the kids and I always laugh at this. Terry thinks, by the way, you're such a narcissist. Out of that whole conversation, that's what we're going to talk about, that piece. Terry thinks he's sweet, easygoing, and shy.
But primarily sweet is my main character.
He wanted to say his best characteristic is that he's sweet.
I'm sweet. I'm a very sweet
person. I'm trying to explain, you can be very sweet, but no one would categorize you. Like that wouldn't be you'd say funny, smart.
Well, it was the fact that
loyal, solid,
the takeaway message that you got from that
timely
was that I think I'm sweet and virtually no one else does.
Correct.
And I
really enjoyed the backup, I have to say.
Yes. Okay. But we did litigate it the next night with a new couple who joined us.
You litigated it and they didn't agree either.
I thought it was a defense verdict in my favor, to be honest with you. It was the 12-0.
Everyone can hit up Terry's DMs.
15-minute deliberation.
Tell him how sweet he is.
I won the award. There you go.
This is Julian Edelman from Dudes on Dudes with Gronk and Jules. Sunday mornings, I've got my game day ritual. Coffee, Lucky Socks, and now new morning Uncrustable sandwiches.
It's all about that 12-gram protein boost with the new Uncrustables bright-eyed berry or up and apple flavors.
Bright-eyed berries got a feisty receiver energy.
Up and apple, your classic do-it-all tight end.
Soft, pillowy, packed with protein, and easy enough for Gronk to grab from the freezer.
Whether you're on the couch, driving to the tailgate, or heading to the locker room, new morning Uncrustables sandwiches are the MVP of snacks.
Your new Sunday kickoff ritual starts here with new morning Uncrustable sandwiches packed with 12 grams of protein.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking. Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
Janice Torres here.
And I'm Austin Hankwitz. We host the podcast Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories, produced by Ruby Studio in partnership with Intuit QuickBooks.
We're back for season 4 to talk to some incredible small business owners.
The big thing about working in tech is that it's ever evolving, ever changing. Everyone's a rookie. That's how fast the industry is changing. So what I'm really excited about is to be part of that change.
So listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
With Venmo Stash, a taco in one hand and ordering a ride in the other means you're stacking cash back. Nice. Get up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash on your favorite brands when you pay with your Venmo debit card. From takeout to rideshares, entertainment, and more, pick a bundle with your go-tos and start earning cash back at those brands. Earn more cash when you do more with Stash. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms.